Welcome to 3D.sk. On this site you can find thousands of images of whatever you need, from male and female characters, costumes, animals. We also have 3D scans, textures, texture maps, street photo reference, studio photo reference, and many more, which can all be found on this site. So in this tutorial we'll be carrying on from the last one when we sorted out in Photoshop how we're going to do the topology in 3ds Max. Now obviously I have a back view and a side view, which you can get off 3D.sk. So, first of all, we did the topology, and now we want to start plane modeling this, roughly. Obviously, we're not going to be able to get it exact, as we did use some curvy lines here and there, but as long as the vertexes are mostly in the right place, we should be fine. So, right here I created a plane and converted it to the editable poly, which you've learnt how to do already. So, let's start off with this plane. Let's move it to one of these vertexes. I should also mention that in the last tutorial I did not apply the opacity before ending the video, but it's dependent on preference. I want it a bit more opaque so I can see through a little bit more, so that should be fine. So obviously I'm going to turn on Alt and X to get see-through mode, or X-ray mode, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just going to keep going on as we have in our other tutorials, holding Shift and dragging with the Move tool. And then switching between line and vertex mode, or edge and vertex. And I'm going to move this one down here. You can start wherever really, it doesn't matter that much. But remember, things may change in this process from when you did it in Photoshop. So I'm just going to shift drag. And mostly this bit, I'll try and speed up as much as I can. Try and do this as fast as possible. I might even speed up the video here. So, see you in a sec. So here I am back after doing that part, and I've just extruded these three parts. So by holding down Control, you can select multiple, and then you can shift drag the whole. And then I selected this vertex here, target weld, and I target welded it to this. So now we have this polygon that we talked about. Can maybe move this a bit more like this, so it makes a bit more sense. Okay, so now I'm going to get all these outers. Yep, we're going to get all these outers, and we're going to use the scale tool and scale them outwards, just like so. And I'll go to vertex mode. You've heard this all before, move them into place using the move tool. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Oops. Now I'm going to speed up the video again. Hi, I'm back. So here I'm just going to add another connect, even though it doesn't have it in the tutorial in Photoshop, just because there's not enough topology there to create this curve, but now there is. We'll find a way to sort this out. Obviously I don't want this loop going all the way around here, because then it's going to cause a problem. So let's carry on without the speed up for a bit. So I'm just going to go here. Obviously we discussed we do have a triangle here. So to do a triangle, we're just going to target weld this to here. And then we're going to move this to here. Gonna hold control, move these out, hold shift to move them out, hold control to select multiple, target weld. And now I'm just gonna be going all the way around here, so time for speed up again. Okay, so now I'm back. So we need to sort out this bit because obviously we've got this going into this. Now it would actually be nice to have a loop going up here somewhere. But where do we want it to stop is the real question. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a connect here of 1 for now. Just for now. And I'm going to move this. And obviously we have a 5-sider here. So we need to sort that out somehow. But we can sort that out in a sec. For now, we've got this, which we're happy with. Now here, I'm going to extrude these both out, select all these vertexes, turn up the weld them together, get rid of this line by pressing backspace, and then I've got a polygon, as we discussed. So hold shift. Actually what I could do here is I could grab all these 3, hold shift, move them into place, go target weld this to here, select these, do the same thing that we did before, so select all these, weld, oops I don't want to do that, select the vertexes, and put them into place. Of course, backspace on this to delete it. Alright, let's select this, let's move this to here, and then let's hold shift again to move it to there. We've got some target welding to do, so okay, so here the easiest way to do this and the quickest would probably be to go here. Not speeding up so much now because this bit is more important. The other bits you've learnt about, but this bit's more kind of, it's not as self-explanatory as the others. Connecting all these parts and doing this whole area. But you can see what I'm doing. Just trying to connect them up using just a couple of tools, just target weld, bridge, shift to drag out the edge. Okay, so we've got all this area done. So now I'm going to get this vertex, move it in a little bit. Maybe get these. No, they're fine for now. Gonna go here. Gonna bridge to here. Going to ring and connect. So I get this. And this. And then, as you can see, the further you go, the easier it gets to connect all these things up. Move that over here. Obviously, we've got a bridge here. And then we can easily just... This will not be done with a bridge, so we'll just have to get this out. Target weld here, target weld here. Go back to edge, vertex selection. And then I think this is the last one that we need to do, bridge. And now we've done all the topology that we planned to do. Great. So now we need to work out what we're doing here. So the easiest solution for this, which I can see, is to delete this. And then, So let's say this is needed. We don't want to do this really, because as you can see it goes all the way around and then it loops back into itself, then all the way back around. We've got this big loop going on, so we need to break it up somehow. We need to break this loop. We can't have that. No. I could bridge to here, but that's going to break a lot of stuff. So let's just bridge here. Let's keep it as it was. Okay, so it ends there. Okay, let's get rid of this. All we know is that we need this, correct? One option could be we bridge these two, then it creates a triangle here, which could be a little bit of a problem, but it's not as much of a problem as a five-sided. And also, it breaks all those loops. Is there any way we could... There's no other way we can really do this. So I think this might be the best option for us at this time. Yes, this is definitely the best option. Instead of going, because if we ring this and connect it, you're going to get all this funky stuff. But if we subdivide it as one, if we had a five-sided, it's another story. But if we just turn on Turbo Smooth, you can see that it does it quite nicely. And we get all the parts that we want to get. And we've got no five-siders. Five-siders would be quite a big problem. But let's try and find another solution. So another solution would be to bridge here, and then have this as a triangle. So I'd go to this, I'd go cap, and then have that as a triangle. And then this would break that loop. And we've still obviously got this loop. There's no real way we can fix that. Apart from if we did something like this. Hold Control, switch to the other one, and then we cap. And then we've broken off that kind of weird thing that was going on. I mean, we don't even really need this triangle here. What we can do is backspace, extrude this out again, ring, connect from here to here. See, this is what 3ds Max and topology is all about. It's just about problem solving, really. So we've got a problem solved. We've solved the problem of these infinite loops. These loops going in, back in and out of each other. It's not usually a great thing to have. So we shouldn't have any of them now. Okay. So I'm happy with my topology now. Hopefully you were able to follow along. So now it's a case of getting all the areas that are obviously more in than the others. So as we can see, if I just rotate slightly, that all this is out. So I'm going to start off with this, because this is like the most out area. Right? I might have gone one too far. I think I can leave it there. But a better option would be to go inwards rather than outwards. So I'm just going to get this whole area that's in, that you can see here. I'm going to go in kind of levels and steps. So the first shape we obviously see is that one. So let's just select everything that's on that kind of plane, if you like. Just this plane. Probably stop it about here. Right? And obviously this. Okay, let's extrude backwards. Just a tiny bit. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to get rid of these areas, obviously. Stray areas. I'm gonna delete these. Obviously this reattaches to the ground in a way. One second. I may have gone wrong somewhere. Did I not select the triangle? No, I did not. That was a mistake. Okay, now that we have the triangle there, because we need that. Okay, so what I'm going to do with these actually is I'm going to move them back. That's going to be a hole anyway, so that's fine. So I'm going to get these, obviously deselect there. I'm going to delete them because they're not needed or wanted. So for this, I'm going to move it. I'm going to hold Alt X or press Alt X so I move it in the right direction. Okay. And same for this basically. Except not Alt X. Alt X won't work very well here. But now it will. I'm going to try and create like a kind of, don't really know how to describe it, but what I might do is I might select this, grow the selection, and then relax. And then that creates that kind of like smooth transition into the floor, sort of. Because we are modeling this for smooth. Let's see how that turns out. Okay. I like that. So we can keep that like how it is for now. Might just move this back in a little bit without Alt X. Well, that's fine for me for now. Okay. So obviously this goes into here. So I'm going to target weld that to there. And that to there. Actually, forget that idea. Because this is going to have to be, just get rid of these. Get rid of this. Obviously get rid of these ones. And we're gonna move it backwards. going to bridge that if it lets us, which it's not going to. Thought that might be the case. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold shift, move that out, target weld that to there, target weld that to there, but the other way around. So like so, and then we have a kind of attached earlobe. It kind of transitions into that. Kind of hold Alt X, kind of move this, kind of smooth it out a little bit. Okay, so now we've got that kind of the outer part of the ear that's extruded. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude this and look at any other area that's similar, and this in even more, probably about the same level, and also here, around here. Let's check if we've got everything right. Z to get back to my view. Yeah, that should be about right. So I'm going to extrude this down more as well. Obviously, we don't want these parts, so let's get out of X-ray mode because it can get a bit confusing. Gonna delete this, delete this, delete this. Then I'm going to maybe target weld this to here. No, I do not want to do that. I'm going to just, for now, delete this. And then work out from here what I want to do. So what I want to do is, I want to ring this, connect, use the slide to slide it up to around the right area. Doesn't have to be exact. Then I'm going to target weld to here. Then I'm going to ring this, delete, use the loop, what's it called, the border. And then go back to edge by holding control, and then move this back out and move it in. Rotate, and then there's our ear hole. Okay, so you can see that we've got this area, we've got that area, and we've got most of the kind of areas that we want. Everything's looking pretty right. Let's see how it looks in Turbo Smooth. So we've got, a basis for an ear, but still some stuff to do with it, such as moving all this area up. So let's do that. Let's turn off Turbo Smooth. Let's go back to Edged Faces mode. Let's select all this area. And obviously we want to move this up, correct? Yeah, we want this to be a bit more up. But we want this to be more down. So how we can resolve that is I'm going to try doing this. First I'm going to check the other side to see what's going on there. Okay, this should work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go split. Or actually, not split. Let's select the vertexes and go break. This should work. So now I'm going to select all these faces. and I'm going to move them back a tiny bit. And obviously, I want this to be more down. So don't select these, sorry. So I'm going to move it down. But first, I'm just going to make sure that all this part is welded. So let's weld. Let's go to a very low setting. And let's weld. Okay, let's try that again. Shrink. And now it's working as I want it to. I may even rotate. And then use this to go down. As you can see, it's getting a little bit funky, but that should be fine. What I actually want to do is, you can see here, it's getting a bit crazy, so I'm going to just weld all them together. And same here. Weld all them together. Let's see how this smooths out. Smooths out basically how I want it to. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, just going to bridge to here, and then make sure it's all welded correctly. Obviously turn down your weld. I'm just going to go up 1 point, and then it should be all welded. I'm just going to go to weld, just make sure that everything's welded. That is looking a bit funny, but we can sort it out in ZBrush later. So obviously this is looking a little bit weird, so I'm just going to move that up here. I think I've got it around the same. Got a triangle there, that's fine. Okay, so we've got that, which is what we wanted. Now we want to move this. Do we still want to move this? I think we want this a bit more out. Okay. Let's have a look in Turbo Smooth. And we've got a kind of foundation to start sculpting a bigger picture on in ZBrush. Okay, so next step is this side. What are we going to do on the side? Okay, so we're going to move the whole thing into place. We're going to rotate it wherever it needs to go. So as you can see, it's kind of like so. Doesn't change much in the side view though. Let's check if we've got it correctly aligned. Yep, we have. Alright, it still needs rotating a bit more like so. Okay. So that's about how it's rotated. Okay. So now I'm going to get this outer edge check what I've got selected. Press F4 to see it more clearly. Let's try pulling it out. See exactly what we've got. Okay. Okay, so I've got this, which is not what I want. But I do want this. More like this. Okay, so you might think the best option is to do that. But I think the best option might be for me to scale this inwards. First, obviously, I want to create an outer area with the lobe. So let's do that quickly. Get rid of that. Do this. Let's create like a thickness. Move this back. Obviously, I don't want this all the way up here, but I think that's fine. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. We can target weld there, so it's kind of like a, don't know how to really describe it. And then we can ring, and we can connect, and we solve a lot of issues at once. It's not getting, oh, I've still got the slide feature on. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, I understand. I was wondering why it wasn't working. Okay, so what do we do with this? We could target weld it here. And then have a look how that turns out when it's smoothed. Which isn't too bad. It's kind of weird here, but what I can do is I can just relax that up a little bit. And also relax here up a little bit. Maybe put a bit more roundness on that. Okay. So now that we've got this, what's going on back here? Something weird's going on. Ah. Okay. Well, I guess I just target weld that to here then. Yeah, that works fine, right? That's how it's supposed to be working. Yeah, it's just the, can actually put some smoothing groups on, auto smooth, just to kind of get a better feel of what's going on. Obviously, I'm not going very high poly in 3ds Max because there's not much point, because we're going to be taking all this into ZBrush, and we're going to be doing it from there. So the main thing I want to do right now is to make this planar along the Z-axis. Okay? Yeah, we want it planar along the Z-axis, and then we want to rotate it. We want to move it. And we kind of want it like that, basically. And then we want to get half of this around. And we want to move it, scale it down, and move it this way into the back of the ear, which is about here. Then we want to adjust. I'm going to hide unselected because I don't need that much anymore. And now you see we've got the, how should we call it? What's going on here then? We've got a bad loopage going on here. Let me change the color so I can see a bit more clearly. Okay, so this one goes into there, then that one goes into there. I see. So it's something around... Is it here that's doing it? I'm pretty sure it's this area that I did here, so I'm just going to delete. I'm just going to target weld this to here now. Let's try ring. Just trying to sort out some topology problems we're getting here. I don't get how that's getting all the way over there. Oh, I see. Doesn't seem too bad. So we want to close this off somehow. We could do it with a triangle. But we don't really want to. Just trying to find a way right now to make this a bit less destructive. I'm trying to find out where the most destructive part is. What just happened? Alright, I wasn't paying attention. So I'm going to use Alt-X to move this into a better place. Okay. I have a feeling it's this area that is not very liked. And I have a feeling that simply just welding these together and capping this off could solve a lot of our problems. Okay, it did it. So now what we want to do is we want to bridge to here. And let's see what kind of problems that occurs. Nah, let's not do that. Let's just... we need a way of closing off this kind of weird area. This could work. Just move that down a little bit. Make this a bit more of a circle. Now I can bridge this to here. And then that should not cause too many issues. Maybe we can connect. No, let's not do that. No. I don't like that too much either, so let's Control Z that. Just trying to find the best solution here. Which might possibly just be target welding to here, and then making it so this eventually just relaxes, basically. And I can relax it as well to further show the point. Could do is bridge to here maybe, and let's see what kind of result that gives us. Ah, that's not too bad. Or we could just move this area in a little bit more and just make it a bit more kind of friendly. Okay, so we can connect this better later. Let's choose this. What we can do is we can move it out a little bit. No, let's not move it out, but I just want to get it planar on the z-axis. Let's unhide all. Sorry, on the x-axis. No. I do not believe that is straight. Z. Okay, I've got another idea. Hide unselected. Select the vertexes. View align. That's more like it. Maybe rotate it a tiny bit. Unhide all. Make sure it's in the right spot, which it's nowhere near. So let's just move that. Let's rotate it a little bit. Let's move it again. And once we attach it, we can mess about some more. Anywho, let's hide unselected again. I'm gonna turn off edge faces and just have a look at it. Okay, let's have a look at it with some smoothing groups. Okay, it still looks pretty bad in this state, but once we bring it into ZBrush, and sorry, I went to the top view by mistake. Let's go back to the front, the side. Once we apply some smoothing to this, it's going to look a lot more reasonable, and we can move around a lot of this stuff in ZBrush, such as putting more of a gap here, defining this a little bit more. But the important thing is that the topology is there for us to attach it to the side of the head, and it's not too much either. How many edges consists of the edge? 19 edges. So it's not too bad for an ear to have that many edges. So this is the end of the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not a fan of modeling the ear. I don't think many people are. Perhaps some people enjoy it. I hope you did anyway. See you in the next tutorial, where we'll be carrying on with the head, probably the nose next. In the next tutorial, we'll be covering the nose, as we've already covered the ear, the mouth, and the eye. We now just need to do the nose, and then the video following that, we can carry on with merging the face. See you in the next tutorial. Welcome to the end of this tutorial. Feel free to comment with feedback and suggestions below, and you can also comment on what you'd like to see us do in the future. Thank you, and goodbye.